I'm Chris Kardasz.
And I'm John Fedko. And we love vinyl records. And we're going to start a new show where we take a week in history and show you the top 10 albums from the Billboard 200 chart from that week. And we're going to show you the top 10 45 RPM singles from the Billboard 100 from that week. But we're going to show you much more than that. What else are we going to show them, Chris?
Well, John, I pulled 10 singles from the top 100 charts, and I pulled 20 extra albums from the top 200 charts just to make things interesting.
And on top of that, what are we going to show them extra from the top 10 albums from the week?
I pulled all of the chart singles from all of the top 10 albums of that particular week.
And from the top 10 45 RPM singles from the Billboard 100, what are we going to show them?
Well, if I have them, I will show you the sheet music for the records as well. So there's lots to talk about.
And a lot to show you. Now, let's talk a little bit about us. I'm your average vinyl record collector. I love music. But the real star of this show is Chris. Chris eats, breathes, and sleeps music. Chris, let's first of all talk about your record collection.
Started out as a child, bought records. If I had any money, I bought a record with it. So that's, you just start slow and then it just builds and builds. And I became a chart collector, what we call a chart collector. So the Billboard charts, the top 100 singles plus the bubbling unders, those extra records. I have all of those from 1955 through 1990. The albums, that's a top 200 list. And it goes from 55 through 1979. In the 80s, I have the top 40 albums as well. And this, that, and the other thing.
That's an amazing collection. Now, you also worked in the record selling industry, buying and selling records. Tell us about where you worked. And we're in Pennsylvania, by the way.
I worked in Squirrel Hill, Pennsylvania at Jerry's Records for 14 years. I was in charge of the 45s. That's why I like 45s. And I sorted and put into alphabetical order 1 million 45s, ladies and gentlemen. And it takes a special kind of person to do that. And it took me years to do that.
And what about Music to My Ear? Another record store.
Yeah, I moved from there to Music to My Ear, worked for my buddy Mark Malwini, and I was in charge of putting the actual store together. And I bought the used albums, and then his brother came in and bought the new albums, and store's still rolling.
So how many years off the top of your head did you work in selling and buying records at the record stores? How long were you at Jerry's Records?
22 years altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you also play the music.
I'm a singer. I'm a guitar player. I have a band since I was just a teenager. Me and my younger brother, Bob, and my wife, Virginia, sings in the band. We're called Kardasz, and we play all over Pittsburgh and have a good time.
What kind of music you play in the band?
50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Big surprise there.
What we're going to be talking about.
We're going to talk about the music.
We're going to actually show you the physical music, and we're going to talk about it. It's going to be an awful lot of fun. The first week we're going to look at is August 7th, 1971. I think we're going to hear from Carole King and James Taylor that week.
There we go. Okay, John's going to be great.
Yeah, and please join us for our show. We're going to be doing this every single week. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about the music, but just as importantly, we're going to show it to you. It's going to be a great show for vinyl record collectors. Stay tuned.